Hello again. Something happened and then we got disconnected. So, as I was saying before, today is our last fireside chat about yoga. And this one is very special because we're going to talk about yoga as a therapy. Yoga can help us to heal as well. I have Vicky here. Vicky is going to join very soon. While Vicky joins, I just wanted to remind you about our Open Seeds collection. Whenever you get the chance, could you please read our blog? This blog will explain why we created this collection. And now that Vicky is here, hi Vicky. How are you?
I'm
I
good.
see
How are
you're
you?
wearing some tuckets.
I am. I thought I should put some of my favorite ones on.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you for being here today. I
Thank
know
you
we're
for
not that
having
far
me.
from each other. You're in Denver,
No,
right?
I am. I actually live in Arvada, so right outside of Denver.
Okay. So actually, we're even closer.
Yeah.
So Vicky, this is our last fireside chat of the yoga series, and then I'm
Right.
very excited because we're going to talk about a subject that is sometimes a bit taboo,
Hmm.
and it's about mental health, and then how
Yeah.
yoga can help to heal us as well as help maintain us physically strong, but
Exactly.
also mentally. And then, so let's start with a bit about you. Can you tell us who is
Yeah.
Vicky?
So obviously, I'm Vicky. I live in Arvada, as I mentioned. I'm originally from North Carolina, so I'm a Colorado transplant, much like the rest of us here. I've been here for 4 years and I love it, so I don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon. Outside of a yoga practice, I am an aerial instructor, so I teach circus to kids and adults. Actually have a company of youth dancers that I direct, and I'm helping them grow into dancers to be a part of our professional youth company. And then I work as a special events coordinator for a nonprofit in Denver that is focused on environmental education for middle and high school students. So
Great.
I do a
So,
lot.
oh my God, you do a lot. Yes,
Yeah,
that's true. And
I
then,
do.
so
But I love it all.
how
It's all things I
did
love.
you? Yeah, I can tell. And what I have discovered is like passion is what really moves us, right? When we do something that
Right.
has some we're passionate about, there are more chances to succeed in whatever we do, whatever
Exactly.
that is. And then um, tell us a bit about your yoga journey. How did you discover yoga? Why yoga?
So yoga for me has been a lot of like a moving meditation in a way. Um, I am someone who deals with a lot of anxiety. I won't say I suffer from anxiety. I live with a lot of anxiety um, surrounding a lot of different things. And so when I started my yoga practice, it was actually at the suggestion of my therapist I was seeing at the time to try and find a way to help myself channel that anxious energy into something more productive, and to find a way to have those moments to calm myself and to still my overthinking, anxious thoughts. So that's kind of what led me to starting a yoga practice to begin with. And then I kind of discovered this community here on Instagram that I didn't even know existed for yoga. And that's kind of what has helped also keep me here.
And I see that sometimes you combine a bit of yoga with the aerial art. And then how did you
Mm-hmm.
start aerial arts?
I just thought it looked cool, and I decided to go to a class one day. And my first class, I couldn't do anything, and I couldn't pick myself up off the ground, but it kind of just gave me that motivation to like keep going and sticking with it. And that was 6 years ago. So I've been doing aerial for 6 years now. It's a big part of my life.
So did you start first aerial and then yoga, or
They
was it
kind of
time?
happened within a month or two of each other. It was a very similar time period. And at the time, yoga wasn't influencing my aerial at all. It was more like I do this thing to help with my anxiety, and this thing I just do for fun. Until I kind of discovered that, wait, the more I do yoga, the stronger I get, the more flexible I get, and those things also help with aerial.
And then what about, because to me, aerial looks, as you said, so cool. And then if I go through your Instagram account, I'm like, wow, I'm amazed. But and kind of it looks sometimes like so, I wouldn't say simple, but it's just easy. Like kind of it flows. Like
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's flowing. And then so but what is behind that easiness? Like we can see in a picture. What is behind one of your pictures?
So aerial requires a lot of strength. It requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of endurance. And so I feel like people see a video or they see a photo, but they don't see the hours I put into training behind the scenes to make
Mm-hmm.
that one picture or video look so seamless and cool. But I'm at my most spending, 4 hours a week or so training and learning and challenging myself on different apparatus and working on my pain management so I can hang from things. And just so there's a lot of um, time and commitment that goes into it beyond what you see on Instagram. You just see
So
that
what
one snippet.
right. Yeah, and with that is last last week that we had Shireen, she was mentioning, and she was very honest, and I loved it. Like she was mentioning, it's like sometimes I can hold the pulse for 3 seconds, and then if the picture doesn't happen in those 3 seconds, it's like miss, and then
Exactly.
and there are many things that go behind a picture that just we don't know, right? And then
Exactly.
um, so my next question is, what has been scary doing aerial for you? What has been one of those scary moments, and how did you overcome that?
Um, there's a lot of trust that you have to have in yourself to do aerial. I would probably say one of my scariest moments was the first time I had to do a drop from the top of the silks and trust myself that, like, I'm safe, I'm wrapped correctly, I'm not going to die, even though it feels like I might. And if I just trust the process and trust myself and trust what's happening, like, it's all going to work out. It's very much a lesson in your confidence in yourself and teaching you to not second guess what you're doing and who you are.
And now that you're mentioning that, it reminds me that um, one of the reasons among, well, many, when I started to develop the product, like Tuckets, it was because I was pregnant and I was doing prenatal yoga. And if there was one part of my body that I couldn't feel um, that trust, very comfortable, that were my feet, because my
Mm-hmm.
feet were sweating. And even if I had the yoga mat, it wasn't enough. And I put like regular socks. It was a disaster. And then you are carrying the baby, so you was like, I cannot fall on my belly. And then I
Yeah.
noticed that on prenatal yoga, many people were uh, really having the same issue. So one of my reasons to create also Tuckets came out of that, the fact that uh, I needed to trust my feet, and the only way to do it was to create like grippy socks, but also to have my toes out in order to use them to grab right and to
Yes.
maintain that foot brain connection. And I think when we do, and there are different parts of the body that we can sometimes not trust. Well, for me,
Right.
were my feet, and then part of the idea of Tuckets came out of this, that fear, that thing that I had with my feet. Um, So that's very interesting that you mentioned about trust, and it reminds me of that. And then, what is one of your biggest challenges today for you?
One of my biggest challenges that I'm experiencing personally today, I think, is trusting my gut. I've been struggling a lot with that lately and just trying to follow my intuition and knowing that I'm going to end up where I need to be in the, you know, at the end. I'm very much a person that likes to see the end result. And so the unknown is uncomfortable for me. And right now, there's a lot of uncertainty with everything going on
Mm-hmm.
and in my life personally. And so that's been a big challenge for me, is just trusting the process and knowing that I don't need to know everything, but it's all going to work out the way it's supposed to.
Right. You work on the process, you trust the process, and we cannot control the result, right?
Nope, can't control it. So might as well
And-
just go for the ride.
exactly. So, who do you admire? Who is that person that inspires you? Is
It's gonna sound so cheesy, but honestly, my biggest source of inspiration in this entire world is my mom.
okay,
My
why?
mom is my person, 100%. My mom has always supported me in literally anything that I wanted to do. I've never had a time in my life where she passed judgment on any of my decisions. I can always go to her to talk to her about anything. We actually talk on the phone every single day. She is the one person in my life that is like a constant source of inspiration. I've got two siblings. She did not finish high school back when she had me, and she actually just finished her master's program yesterday.
This is amazing. We are very proud of your mom. We have to send her a pair of tuckets. Can
Yes,
you
she's
can you
amazing.
remind me, or like
Yes,
message us
coordinate
on
it.
Instagram, and then we will send her a pair of tuckets to
Awesome. Yeah,
celebrate.
so I'm proud of her. I think she's awesome after raising three crazy children to still go back to school, not once but twice and get her master's. It's always something she wanted to do. So,
And as we were talking with Koi in another fireside chat, is there is no age limit to
nope.
start anything, right? And sometimes is our limit really is here in our
Hmm.
mind. So
It's
yes,
an,
thank you for sharing that. Is I know it's very personal, but we love it because there are many moms here that follow us. There are many moms around, and I
I hope it
think
inspires another mom to like feel like your life doesn't have to end or be different, when you have kids. You can keep doing the things that make you happy and fulfill your passions.
right. And sometimes you take a pause, right? And
Yep.
actually, that pause can be healthy because it can help you to really find what you want to do next, where you want to go, how you want to serve, right?
Right.
So, thank you. And then we have to talk about Tuckets, of course. So
Of
you
course.
you have been following us for a while. We have been in
Yeah.
contact. Uh, and then you have taken amazing, amazing pictures wearing Tuckets, tagging us. So why
Thank
do you
you.
love Tuckets?
Well, I would be remiss not to mention that all of the colors and patterns are so cute. Like, seriously, some of the cutest ones, like the ones I'm wearing right now, are a couple years
Yeah.
old, but I still love these with the like
And they look
tie
like
and
you.
the colors. Yeah, I love them. But also, I've done a lot of bar classes, and a lot of the time, the socks have the toes covered. Almost every
Mhm.
bar or grip socks I've worn have the toes covered. And as a person who spent a lot of my childhood running through creeks and woods barefoot, I love the feeling of being able to feel my toes on the ground. And so, like the fact that the tuckets are open and I can have that grounding through my toes and actually feel the earth beneath me is something that I think is really awesome.
Great. And this is exactly why we created Tuckets, to maintain that kind of earthy feeling, that food brain connection. And then the other reason that why we created Tuckets is also a way of self acceptance. Many times people, I have found that actually probably around 60% of the people I ask the question, they don't like their feet. They don't
Yeah,
like their toes, or there is something about their feet. And the idea of Tuckets is like, hey, you have your toes there, use them, but also embrace them. It's part of
exactly.
you, of who you are. And then, so we're going to close with this last question. What do you think about your feet?
As a dancer, I am extremely appreciative of my feet. They get a beating a lot of the time on dance floors and things like that. But my feet, in a larger sense, like this is what keeps me moving forward. This is what holds me up and keeps me moving forward through life. So even though my feet, a lot of the time, like I said, because I dance, people might think they're gross, but I think they're awesome.
Hey, that's all about, right?
Embrace
It's
them.
like the other day I was explaining to someone, it doesn't matter if you tell someone that you are beautiful and the entire world tells that person you are beautiful, but if that person doesn't believe it, then she's not beautiful. I mean, it's as
Mm-hmm.
simple as that, right?
Right.
And this is exactly with the feet, it's about what, how do you perceive them and what you believe. And is the beauty only about how they look, or is it the beauty about also what they help you to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then, for example, I love hiking, and I'm so grateful about
Yes.
having my feet.
Yes.
This
We
is,
live in a beautiful place to hike
I
here in
know,
Colorado. Yeah.
especially with COVID, is like it has been great. Um, Vicky, thank you so much. I look
Thank
forward to
you.
having you another time. Thank you for being so
Yes,
open
please.
and
Of
sharing about
course.
your experience. And then
Thank
we
you for
look
having
forward to
me.
keep having and getting your wonderful, amazing pictures. Please keep tagging
Yes,
us.
I'll keep
And then,
tagging you.
thank you. And then, everyone, our Open Seas collection is here. If you like color, you're going to love it because it's very, very colorful. And then, every purchase supports the work that Oceana does. Visit our blog, and then we will explain more why every design was created. Thank you, and
Wonderful.
have a wonderful day.
Thank
I send you a
you.
hug. Bye bye.
Bye.